So I stopped eating, and I was probably eating like 500 calories a day because it got in my head, and it's, the mean high school girls. So I quit the team. I stopped playing, stopped going to the gym, and I stopped eating food. I dropped my weight. I was probably about 116, dropped down to about 100 pounds. I was going through an abusive relationship, and nobody really knew, my close friends, and it was extremely toxic. It was to the point I was praying every night, hoping I'd wake up in the morning. Hi, I'm Kara. I am going to tell you a little bit about my fitness journey. It started back in high school. Actually in middle school. I played basketball throughout the summer before high school, continued basketball, played through high school. Super active, went to the gym a couple times a week, and I actually stopped playing because of a couple of the girls when I went back to school called me fat, and it was actually muscle. When I look back on pictures, and it looked pretty cool. So I stopped eating, and I was probably eating like 500 calories a day because it got in my head, and it's, the mean high school girls. So I quit the team. I stopped playing, stopped going to the gym, and I stopped eating food. I dropped my weight. I was probably about 116, dropped down to about 100 pounds, 95 pounds. And that went on for a couple years. And probably throughout my early 20s, I started to become more active again, but probably didn't eat enough. And it wasn't until I got pregnant with my first son. I was having trouble getting pregnant. The doctor wanted me to put more weight on. I was 100 pounds. And I gained a ton of weight with him, and which was concerning because, I was going to have too big of a baby. So then I started panicking, and towards the end of my pregnancy, then I started becoming active. I started walking 2 miles every morning, 2 miles every afternoon. And then when I had him, I hired a personal trainer, and that's kind of where everything took off for me. The 6 weeks after I had him, my doctor said I could work out again. So I hired a trainer, I fell in love with working out, got the baby weight off really fast, but in turn started building muscle. So now I'm not, 100 pounds soaking wet, skinny as a rail, learning what muscle can do to my body. And then I started taking every certification that I could find into the fitness world. And I wound up within probably a year and a half, I wound up quitting a really good job and went as a fitness trainer full time. My son was about 1.5, 2 years old. I opened my own gym. It was a CrossFit gym, and as a single mom, and I did that for about 10, 12 years. I had the gym for 9. Again, you're getting strong, you're getting fit, you're having fun with it. So that was my lifestyle. Absolutely loved it. And then fast forward into 2018, or 2017, I sold my gym, and I kind of took everything online. And during that period, I burned out. I was burned out on CrossFit. Didn't want to do it. Started going back to regular weight training, and all it took was like 2 of my friends saying, "Have you ever done a bodybuilding show?" Or interested in it. I don't know the world. I knew nothing about it. So I said no. And then 2 weeks later, I had seen a Jeep with a girl's name on it. It said IFBB Pro Coach. So I called her, hired her, and went into my first show. Since I didn't have my gym anymore, I had the motivation to work out, but it was kind of like I needed something. I competed in CrossFit. I've always competed. I competed in Olympic weightlifting. So I needed that. I like that competition aspect. So I started training. I started learning a little bit about the bodybuilding world, and then realized that as opposed to CrossFit, I'm not on the floor dying every workout. And your physique starts changing, right? If you actually like all the work that you're putting in, you start seeing a difference. And I fell in love with it. I did my first show in 2019. And for me, it wasn't just the love of bodybuilding. I was going through an abusive relationship, and nobody really knew, my close friends. And it was extremely toxic. It was to the point I was praying every night, hoping I'd wake up in the morning. And the show, prepping for the show kind of gave me, it just gave me something for myself that I can focus on, and I don't have to be home. I don't have to be getting yelled at. I don't have to be getting abused. And that kept me going. So I wound up winning 2 overalls on that show. And everybody's like, they congratulate you. You did great. You did great. Like, you won the swords. And I did. But for me, it was more monumental for me, because it's like, I think without that, I would have fallen apart. I don't know what that means for me. I don't know if I meant going to drinking. I don't know if into depression. But for me, that, like, winning that show, it held me together during that time and that relationship. And it also helped me feel comfortable enough to hightail out and move and completely start over. And so that's where I think the true love of the bodybuilding, where I found it, because it saved me. And honestly, it saved me. And I get like teary-eyed. But and then I just kept going. And then it's just a pure passion. So I continued on that journey, and I won my pro card in 2020. And since then, I've done 3 pro shows, and I have started coming to One Gen Gym. I was going to a small private gym, and just a lot of things changed in my life where I just needed change. My kids are getting older. My ex-husband passed away tragically, unfortunately, and that kind of shifted everything for me. I needed to move on from where I was. I needed a different environment, different people, just different everything. And for me and my kids, and I kind of fell upon One Gen Gym. I started coming here, and then it's just everything kind of just keeps moving forward as far as my fitness journey goes. I haven't competed for 2 years. I was focusing on my son and making sure he's okay. And, but coming here is honestly, there's no gym that compares. There's absolutely not just the equipment, it's the people, the environment. So here at One Gen, I needed this environment. Where I was, it was a small facility. I only knew what I knew. I had been there for 4 years. I was the only pro athlete, not a lot of competitors. And again, after my son's dad passed away, everything had to change. And when I started coming here, it helped me more emotionally. It helped me just being in a different environment, surrounded by, like, it feels like thousands of incredible athletes. It's like I was the only one. Now it's like there's so many more I get to look up to, and it's inspiring for me. And coming here, it's like everybody is so genuine, and everybody is so just endearing and kind and supportive. And I think it's like, for me, that's everything. Nobody wants to go into a place where it's just like, you're scared, you don't know anybody, it's intimidating, but I felt at home here from day one. And since I've been here, I started at the grand opening, so it's been a little over probably a year and a half. Everything's changed for me as far as feeling better. I've put on 25 pounds, hopefully majority muscle. Again, a lot of that is just the new environment. It's not just the machines, but it's changing me internally and my lifestyle from where I was in a healthy environment. It wasn't a healthy place. And, yeah, just the people, the environment. I'm going to compete again. I don't know when, in different category because of the extra weight. And so it's exciting every day to come in here and just it's exciting when I look back a year when I started, just seeing how far I've come in that year by myself, surrounded by some incredible people. And I want to say it's not just me. Both of my kids have come here. My oldest son is currently a member here, and there are a lot of male figures in here that have taken him under their wing, which he lost his dad, his best friend. So whether it's finding, his Bible study groups, to just friends to hang out with, to just guys to work out with. He's surrounded by incredible people too, and it's changed his life. So for me as a mom, like that's everything. So this place is home. and nothing else compares.